morning, students. So this project is called Build the Toy Shadowbox. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to right click on this shadow box and you're going to save the image to your desktop. And I'm just going to call it Shadowbox 1. It's going to be saved as a JPEG image, just so you know. Now, with a JPEG image, you can't just double click on it and it's going to open in Photoshop. So what you have to do is you have to drag it directly onto the Photoshop icon, and it's going to look like that when you open it up. Okay, so now we have to fill this shadow box. And so the theme that I have requested you to do, it's pretty easy because it's easy to select toys, is a toy shadow box, maybe with a theme or different toys or whatever you want to do. So first you have to go online and look for some toys. So I'm just going to go to Toy Search and let's just take a look. So let's say I want to use, so let's say I want to use this rubber ducky. Okay, so I'm going to click on the rubber ducky and then I'm going to choose right click and I'm going to say copy image. Once I copy the image, if I go back to Photoshop and I choose edit, paste, it's going to paste that rubber ducky image right on top as another layer. So let me bring in my layers panel so you can see that there it is. Now, we don't want the white box here, so this is where the selection tools come into play. So a very quick selection tool when you see a white background is if you use your magic wand tool, which you probably hear, let's move this over here just so you can see that. And I can click on the white background, and once I do that, I can hit delete, and then I've deleted the white background. So this is a pretty simple one. Now, once you've done that, you're going to deselect this shape. So if you hold down the Command key and press D, that's the shortcut for deselect. And now I'm going to teach you another shortcut. If you click on the Move tool here and choose Command and T, you can actually resize this guy to fit into one of these squares. Now, what's new with 2019 version of Photoshop is you don't have to hold the Shift key to do that. So you can just drag this thing down. I'm grabbing from the corner, you see, and then I'm going to simply place this. Where do I want to place this? Okay, so maybe down here. I'm going to place that here. I can stretch it up just a little bit. And when I'm satisfied with that, I just hit the Enter or Return key on your keyboard, and there it is. Let's do one more. Let's go back and get another toy. So this time I'm going to get, maybe I'm going to get the frog. Okay, this little frog with a watermelon. I'm going to right click on him. I'm going to choose Copy Image. I'm going to go back to my Photoshop file and I'm going to say Edit, Paste. Now you can see it's a lot bigger. Sometimes it's really big. So before you start messing with it and using the selection tools, if you do Command T and grab a corner of it and move it toward the center, you can see it shrink down just like that. Okay, now don't get used to using the same selection tools for each one. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the quick selection tool and actually select the frog or whatever that thing is. Is it a frog, a dinosaur? I don't know what that is. But I'm going to go ahead and select it. So I'm pushing out here like that and I'm just moving around. If you need to make this bigger, you press the bracket key and it'll make it larger so you can get more at one time. See, so I'm just kind of moving around and getting that guy. But I have a little piece in here, you see? So I'm going to make it really small, and then to not select all of it, if you hold down the Alt key and click, you'll see that. And then, because we have this guy selected, you need to choose Select Inverse, because you have the guy selected. So if you hit delete, it's going to delete him and leave the white background. So I'm going to select the inverse, which is going to select the white background, and I'm going to simply hit delete, and then Command D to deselect, and then Command T to actually shrink it down. Remember, you don't have to hold any keys, and then find a good shelf for it. Okay, so I'm just going to pop him down here. His feet are going to hang over a little bit, maybe make them a little bit smaller, and then hit Enter. And that's what you're going to do for this project until all these cubbies are full. Look for white backgrounds. That's the easiest way, especially when you're first selecting. Let's say you have this rubber ducky, and I'm just going to show you in the layers panel. I'll go ahead and name these layers. Duck, and this one is, I guess it's a dinosaur, so I'll just call it Dino. When I'm on the duck layer, if I want to make that duck face the other way, all I have to do is edit, transform, flip horizontally, and that guy will now be facing in the direction you want him to face. Okay? If you make a mistake, over here is the history panel, which I'll show you, and you can just simply back up if there's something that you want to change, and then you can rewrite history. So that's how it goes for this wonderful shadow box of toys.